Hi all, today I need to make some easy breakfast recipes, so this is what I'm doing. So to start, I'm gonna heat up some milk until it's slightly warm or lukewarm, just so it can help our yeast rise. And now that my milk is warm but not too hot to the touch, I am gonna add it to a stand mixer. If you don't have a stand mixer, you can always use a hand mixer in this situation, or you can do it by hand, but I'm just doing it in my stand mixer. And then I am gonna add 1.5 teaspoons of instant or traditional yeast, followed by 2/3 of a cup of sugar. And I am just gonna give it a quick mix to kind of get everything going, like so. And I'm gonna let that sit for about 5 to 10 minutes or until the yeast has become light and fluffy and bubbly. So ideally, if you're more prepared than me, you will have about 1/2 cup of butter softened already, but I am just gonna either melt mine or soften mine in the microwave. For tomorrow, however, I will get out 1/2 cup of butter just so that I have that ready for tomorrow because I'm doing these overnight, but you also have the option to do these for 4 hours. And now we'll add our 1/2 cup of softened, ideally, butter or melted if that's what you have. And I am now going to crack in 2 eggs into the bowl where we had our butter, just one at a time, to ensure I don't get shell in the mixture in my mixer, just because it's really difficult to get out if I do that. And we want things to be easy around here. And then I am just going to add some salt. I'm going to do a couple pinches, followed by just 1 cup of flour to begin with, and then we're going to knead that, and once it's fully mixed, we're going to add the remaining flour. Now the butter will be chunky in this, and that is perfectly okay because we are wanting that in this particular case. And now that we've got the first amount of flour mixed in, we're going to add 3.5 more cups of flour, and we're going to keep our flour out because we will need it for dusting. And then we'll mix this up. And it should turn into a nice soft dough that isn't too sticky. If it's too wet, you can add more flour. If it's too dry, you can always add more water that is warm. It might not look like it is coming together, but keep mixing and eventually it will. And then once it's fully combined, see if you need to add more water or flour. So this is what your dough should look like, and you'll touch it and it just won't stick to your finger, but be slightly sticky. And now we are just going to knead this for about 5 minutes. And I should point out, this will help you develop the gluten, which is what we want to do in this case. What I also like to do is, as this kneads, if I find it staying mostly at the top of my mixture, I'll turn this off and push it down into the dough hook just so it starts kneading again. So when the dough is done, you can press on it and it'll slowly start to bounce back, like mine is doing currently. And then we're going to set it back in the bowl. And then we are going to take some non-stick cooking spray and just spray our bowl with a little bit of oil and kind of coat the dough in that oil. And then we are going to let this rise for 1.5 to 2 hours for covered. So just tuck it into bed essentially. Night. Now while the doughs start to rise for the next 2 hours, I am just going to pre-prep my butter because turns out I need it today. And I'm just going to soften this a bit and then I'll show you how to make the filling. So now that my butter is melted, I am going to add plenty of cinnamon. And by plenty, I mean about 3/4 teaspoons of cinnamon. And then I am going to add in 2/3 of a cup of brown sugar, so about 1.5 of these not packed. And then I am just gonna mix all of that into each other, and the butter will have enough time to set back up so that it's not too liquidy by the time we start to make our rolls for the cinnamon rolls. So tomorrow we are also gonna make an icing after we complete this stage for the cinnamon rolls, but I'll show you that tomorrow when I actually do it. And now that our dough is doubled in size, before we continue any further, we're gonna grease our pan. I have a 9x13 here, and that is in inches. Now, before we place our dough down, we're going to lightly flour our surface, just so that the dough doesn't stick at all. And then we're going to turn the dough out onto the flour and coat it in the flour. And now we are going to roll this out until we get a nice large rectangle. So I am looking for a really large rectangle that is both wide and tall. So I'm guessing about 2 feet by 1 foot, and that will be the perfect size to spread on our cinnamon mixture that we made earlier. And just keep in mind, it doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to roll these up anyway. So once you have it 2 feet by 1 foot, or maybe even 1.5 feet, then we're going to dollop or spread our mixture on to our dough. in a nice even layer all over the dough except for 1 inch from 3 sides and about 2.5 inches from the other side. So for instance, this side that I'm working on here will have 2.5 inches of space, and the others will have about 1 inch of space. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna try spreading it out all the way to the edges except for the one side that I want to be 2.5 inches, just to see what happens. Because obviously we want this all to taste good when it comes out of the oven. I might leave a little bit of space opposite of the 2.5 inches, just so we can get a nice seal. And now that I'm thinking about it, I probably should have had the 1 inch of room on this side of me towards me. And now we're just gonna roll a really nice tight roll of cinnamon roll. Push it back if you need to. And then pinch the ends into the other dough so that it seals. And then we are just going to cut these into 12 pieces. If you have dental floss, you can kind of twist it in a loop around your dough and just pull it to kind of cut it through. I would show you, but I don't have dental floss. But I am just going to cut these and make it easy on myself. So to get it into 12, you want to go in 1/2, then 1/2 again for the 2 halves. And then you want to cut these in 3. And now since I cut these with a knife, I'm just going to try and get them into a nice looking little bun as best as I can. And I'm going to set 3 in the first row, and I'm going to do a total of 4 rows in my 9x13 pan. And I know some people wonder this about YouTube, but who cleans up their kitchen for them? In this case, I do, because it's my responsibility, and that's why I clean it up. Might not stay that way forever, but for now, that's how I like it. So if you are in fact doing the overnight method, what I am going to do since I am doing that is I am simply going to cover these with some plastic wrap, and I am going to leave it overnight in my fridge. And in the morning, I am going to take these out of my fridge and let it sit in a warm place for about an hour to kind of re-rise and get that fluffiness back in them. And then I'm going to continue with the baking process. If you are not doing this part, then just ignore putting it in the fridge and letting it rise, and instead I'll show you what to do tomorrow. And if you're not doing the overnight in the fridge, you do want to let these sit for an hour in a warm plate, just like we'll do in the morning when we take these out. And now that our cinnamon buns have proofed outside the fridge for a couple hours at this point, because that's what mine needed, we are just going to finish them off. I have the oven preheated at 350 Fahrenheit. And I'm simply going to just add a splash of milk over top. That is key here. I know it seems weird, but trust me, it'll turn out just fine and delicious. So simply to bake, you are just going to throw them in your oven for 25 to 28 minutes. And now that these are out of the oven, we're going to make a quick glaze to go on top. So here I have about 1.5 cups of powdered sugar. And I am going to make this a little bit vanilla-y with a small splash of vanilla extract. And I am going to add about 1 tablespoon of milk to start. You don't want to add too much at a time because you don't want it to become too loose. So just a little bit at a time gets you a long way. And now while these are still warm and this is the consistency you want for it, you want it to be nice and loose so it gets into all the crevices. And just pour it over top. And now let me give you a nice shot of this so you can see what it looks like. And now I'm going to try this out. I'm going to try this one in particular. These cinnamon rolls are so good, and they take about 4 hours to make or overnight if you don't want to make them same day. They are a great make-ahead, and they have a nice gooey center and a crispy top. As soon as they kind of sit though, they will get a bit softer, which is what I personally like, but if you like it crispy, definitely bake these the day of. They have a really good cinnamon flavor. The little splash of vanilla and the icing really complemented all that too. So if that sounds good to you, stay tuned. Welcome to my kitchen, and let's see what I am baking next. A banana.